Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. We're back today with another Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode. This is episode 10, I believe. Yes, it's called Nightmares. Really enjoyed the last episode. It was a good one. I'm hoping for another good episode this time. But you never know, this is the first series, and I've heard a lot of negative things said about it, and it's had two horrific episodes. But with only two episodes left after this one, it will be quite interesting to start series two. For those that don't know, I am starting to put my week scheduling on the discussion tab on YouTube, and I shall also put them on Twitter and Facebook as well. You'll be able to find the Facebook and Twitter links in the description below. So, without further ado, let's just get straight on into this.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
So it's a little loud. Sometimes I have to adjust the audio because I do find American shows are louder than the British shows that I do. Especially when it comes to the background music. I'm guessing she's just having a nightmare. Hence the title of this episode.
Lucky 19.
Lucky 19.
I'm sorry?
It's what he said right before. He said Lucky 19. That's weird, right?
Yes, it is.
Feel better.
Or maybe this boy's like a ghost. There's a kid that died somehow, and Lucky 19 is some sort of metaphor.
She'll recover. She's got a couple of shattered bones, a little internal bleeding. She got off pretty easy.
Easy.
Have you looked up the word lately?
Well, the first one's still in a coma.
First what?
First victim. They found him a week ago. Exact same MO as the girl, only he's in worse shape. If he doesn't wake up soon, somebody's got to stop this guy.
Somebody will.
Listen, I'm not afraid of him. Hey, if he wants to fight, then I'm taking him down. I'm not backing off of this. This is about honor. I'll break his neck.
I'm just saying, Wendell had a dream and then that exact thing happened.
Which is a fair Wiggins, I admit, but do you think that ties in with Laura?
I don't know. Maybe she dreamed about getting beat up. We should ask Buffy when she gets back from the hospital.
Oh, there's my little baby!
Mom, what are you doing here? Mom, how's my little boo? Mom, please don't kiss me.
Damn.
This is embarrassing, Mom. Please.
Yeah, isn't that true?
Come on, honey, let's sit down. You're old enough now to know the truth.
Was there someone else?
No, it was nothing like that.
Okay.
Then what was it?
It was you.
Me?
Having you. Raising you.
This
seeing
is
you every
Buffy's
day.
nightmare.
Do you have any idea what that's like?
What?
Gosh, you don't even see what's right in front of your face, do you? Well, big surprise there. All you ever think about is yourself.
Damn.
You get in trouble. You embarrass us with all the crazy stunts you pull. And do I have to go on?
No, please don't.
You're sullen and rude, and you're not nearly as bright as I thought you were going to be. Hey, Buffy, let's be honest. Could you stand to live in the same house with a daughter like that?
Yeah.
Why are you saying all these things?
Because they're true. I think that's the least we owe one another. You know, I don't think it's very mature getting blubbery when I'm just trying to be honest. Speaking of which, I don't really get anything out of these weekends with you. So,
Dan, this is
what do you
just
say we just
brutal.
don't do them anymore?
And I thought the attack on the girl was
I sure thought you'd turn out differently.
brutal, but this is just... Oh, this is screwed up. This... Oh, that is just so rough. I couldn't imagine having that sort of conversation.
Red alert. Where's Buffy?
She just stepped out. Her father came by. He needed to talk to her. Where are your other clothes?
Oh, don't I wish I had the answer to that question.
Xander kind of found himself in front of our class, not wearing much of anything.
Except my
I also like these nightmares. They're very good. Well, not good, but it's a very enjoyable part of this episode, seeing the different nightmares of people.
My turn.
Oh, shit.
I love these bars. A chocolate hurricane. These are the best. I haven't had one of these since my...
Get a doctor.
Oh, Billy's got company. I'm his kitty league coach. I come by here every day just hoping against hope that he's gonna wake up soon. He's my lucky 19. So, how is he?
That son of a...
He's awake.
What?
You blamed him for losing the game. So you caught up with him afterwards, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
You said it was my fault that we lost.
That's right.
It wasn't my fault. There's 8 other players on the team. You know that.
Nice going. I just can't believe a kitty league coach would do something like that.
Well, you obviously haven't played Kitty League. I'm surprised it was one of the parents.
I'm just glad he's behind bars where he belongs.
No, that was kind of heroic,
Well,
Xander. Grabbing him
hopefully he
and
gets
Well, I just didn't anybody
beaten
else.
up.
I mean, if you want to label it heroic.
People like that don't deserve any sympathy.
all. Have a killer weekend, guys.
Hi, sweetheart. Oh, it's so good to see you. How was your day?
Ah, you know, usual.
Well, that's better.
Personal question?
Yeah, shoot.
When Buffy was a vampire, you weren't still, like, attracted to her, were you?
No, how
I
can
bet
you?
he was.
I mean, that's really bench. It was grotesque.
Still dug her, huh?
I'm sick. I need help.
Don't I know it?
Okay, so that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1, Episode 10, Nightmares. Really enjoyed that episode. I'd probably give it an 8. I felt that the episode had a lot of good things in it. Had some really dark moments, some funny moments, and it was really, really good episode. Probably, I'm trying to think. Angel was the best. Is this the second best? I'm not quite sure. But it certainly was a good episode. I'd give it an 8. Had many things. While we didn't really learn much in the way of the overarching story, it was a good Monster of the Week, I think. Well, it was. Okay, let's break it down. We start off here. Buffy's having a nightmare about being killed by the Master. She then wakes up. Then we have him here at school. We meet this new boy who was in Cordelia's light. And she is, of course, the center of the universe, as Xander said. Then we have spiders come out, which obviously was his nightmare made real. Then we had a little part with the Anointed One and the Master, where he seems to be able to touch a cross, and he gets burned, but not to. He seems to be able to put up with the pain. The kid, I would like to see have more lines. I think that the fact that he's such a minute part of it, his character sort of isn't the best. I know a lot of you have said that he's really not a liked character in Buffy, and I can understand why. I think if he had it more to do, his character may have been better. Here we find out that her dad's going to be coming to the school after she finishes school. Excuse me. Then we get these, sort of bullies, and then his, mum comes up to him in school and is all kissing. I think that's that section, yeah. Then they go in the library, wondering about the spiders sort of thing. We find Giles, he's upstairs. Then they decide to come and question the kid. He really likes spiders, but it ended up, I think it was he left the heat lamp on and they were all dead, and that spiders, he started to think like spiders hate him and they want to attack him, and that's why it happened. So very much his nightmare came to fruition. Then we find out that Buffy sort of had a test and she did no research, and she ended up absolutely doing nothing on the test, guessing that was one of Buffy's nightmares. Then we have this young student that goes down to the basement and is attacked brutally by this, what I originally thought was a demon. Turns out, I'm pretty sure it's a manifestation of the person that hurt Billy the boy, who was played by the same actor that was in Dante's Peak, which is a really good movie, in my opinion. Then Giles and Buffy come and question her, see who did it, what happened. And she sort of said there was something wrong with his face, which I'm assuming they probably think it was a vampire. The doctor says she was lucky, but we then find out he was comparing it to sort of Billy, comparing the attacks. Oh yeah, this is the moment where the bully's sort of mum comes in and starts kissing him and hugging him and all of that. That would be Not sure if he's a bully or just, a bit of a tough guy, a bit of a dick. Then we find out Giles's nightmare is sort of like can't read anymore or understand what he's reading. We find out that Billy is using astral projection to come into our world. Then we meet the dad, and we have this scene where the dad's sort of saying, "Oh, you're the reason why I left. You know, you're an absolute failure of a person. You're you're not what I expected. You're nothing but trouble." And it was brutal, that scene. That scene was absolutely brutal and frankly hard to watch. But yeah, that was a really brutal scene, and you could see how kudos to the actor who plays Buffy. She did a great job, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Is did an absolute wonderful job in this scene. Then we have Xander and Willow, saying to Giles, oh, Xander was basically naked in the classroom in front of his class. So Xander's nightmare. Then Buffy's very much following Billy, speaking to Billy. And then we find that monster comes, attacks Buffy, and is too strong for Buffy to attack. Then we sort of find Willow entering the basement. We have Xander entering a building. Those terrible symbols on it. He finds a chocolate bar. Here we have Billy sort of watching a game, and he said, oh, I was told that it was my fault. I don't know enough about baseball to tell whether, just one player making a mistake would help lose the game. I just know absolutely nothing practically about baseball. Then we find themselves in a graveyard. Then we have here Willow in front of a singing crowd, which would be her absolute number one nightmare. Xander's sort of faces a fear that he had on his 6th birthday with a clown. Then we have Buffy sort of face the Master, or at least a representation of the Master, how Buffy perceives him. Then sort of have this clown chasing them. Then Xander ends up punching the clown. Well done, Xander. Then we come into the graveyard and we see a gravestone of Buffy. Then she comes out, but Buffy seems to be a vampire, which is obviously a nightmare that she's been having about being turned into a vampire. They end up going to the hospital. Of course, Willow's saying, what if we can't change it? And Giles just tells her to shut up. Then we have the fight scene between Buffy and this monster. And she ends up winning, but Billy has to then take open the mask to face his fears, basically. And once he does that, he wakes up. He sort of remembers the dream, but not 100%. Then we have the Little League coach, the scumbag, for lack of a better word, who's now thankfully in prison. Billy standing up to him. It was pretty good. And then we find out Xander was still attracted to Buffy even when she was a vampire. Okay. Okay, so that was my breakdown of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Nightmare. Really enjoyed it. Gave it an 8. And yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. The full uncut and edited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below, along with my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter. I will upload each week now, every Saturday, a schedule of what's coming up, and that will be on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on the discussion tab. It's already on the discussion tab, I believe, on YouTube. So this Saturday I'll upload the schedule for this coming week on Twitter and Facebook, and every week, same day, on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. So all those links are in the description below. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.